Hangout Live. The week's been long, the work is done. Now it's time to have some fun. Grab your gear, come gather round. Flash is live, so let's get down. Tuesday night, the fire's burning. Gold pants spin and the wheels are turning. Stories told, good friends collide. Right here on Hangout Live. Picking and grinning, talking gold. Legends new and stories old. From the rivers to the hills, chasing dreams, hunting thrills. Tuesday night, the fire's burning. Gold pants spin and the wheels are turning. Stories told, good friends collide. Right here on Hangout Live. Who's got the pay dirt? Who's got the tales? Who's got the fever that never fails? Tuesday night, the fire's burning. Gold pants spin and the wheels are turning. Settle in, the time is right for flashing your pen light tonight. Welcome to Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Tuesday Night Hangout Live.
Hey, YouTubers and friends, how are all of you doing tonight? I look a little choppy in my monitor. Oh, Bacchus, how you doing? Rusty Nugget, safe travels while you're going through the Bluegrass State. Mr. Lodak, how you doing? The world's greatest moderator, and all you lurkers out there. You know how I love my lurkers too. Tonight we have hola mi amigo de Vivia. ¿Cómo está usted? Bien? Bien. We have Matt and Chris with us tonight, the KY Creekers. You know, I have a 10. Boy, I am pretty laggy. I do have some things up. I got my stream going over here because I want to give away 5 more memberships. I can give away 10 a month. So you don't have to be here to get it. You just have to have been active in the chat before. So I'm going to give those away so I can pop out this chat, and it won't do it. Let me do it when I pop out the chat and close this one window down, because you know how I am with my 3 monitors. I have all kinds of windows up. I do have a end of stream giveaway sticker pack because I'm poor. The typical thank you card, and the last 2 I gave out will be going out with this week. We have John R. Prospecting, Rusty Nugget on the move, prospecting. Drive safe. I hope you're not driving, Billy, while you're typing in my live chat. We have Dina Little Hale. Cool little sticker. I got a few of those at Rose Nose Treasure Monkey Fest. Then my friend Lester Lapierre Sr. And then got the dog with the pan from Mega Dog 555, who I got a bunch of his stickers and various others at Rose Nose Monkey Fest too a couple weeks ago. Then Lewis S. Outdoors, saw him while I was there. Then Digging Florida and whatnot with John. I'm not going to say his last name because, you know, I'm blonde. Earman? I guess I lied, huh? Then a couple of Flash in Your Pan channel stickers and another Mega Dog sticker. I know the chroma key plays with it. Then a couple of 7-year Tuesday Night Hangout live stickers. If I remember, someone remind me before I call it a night. But these guys, I came across Matt and Chris. I watch a lot of shorts because I have a attention span of a squirrel or a 12-year-old a lot of times. And I was scrolling through the shorts and came across these guys. And then I watched a couple of long forms and a lot more shorts. And I'm like, I wondered if they come on, because I found some really cool stuff before in the creeks besides gold. One time, Toledo Jess and I found a couple of really nice bottles, found some old Coca-Cola bottles and trade beads and arrowheads. And Jesse at my own little private Idaho at the fjord pulled a wagon wheel out of the creek. And you never know what you may find. Keep digging. How you doing, Loretta? Good to see you. And let's see who won some of those. Bacchus received a gift membership. Congrats. Jeffrey Button, 3D Woodworks, Digging with Deej and Loretta, excellent. Hey, Paul C, good to see you. If you're going to Fossick, Paul, if it's raining like they're calling for, I'm not going. Just a heads up. But I will be at Gold Rush Days over Labor Day weekend at the Swank Wesley's. And I already have that scheduled on my time off. Any news? Well, I don't want to get into political news and stuff. That ain't what this show's about. But DB in the house, how you doing? But besides that, say hi to my lurkers and those of you who can't chat yet. It's because you're not subscribed. Only have to be a subscriber for a minute or more to interact in the live chat. I do that to keep those pesky chat bots out of my chat, and it seems to do an all right job, but until chatbots get smarter, who knows? So, with no more further to do, why Gold? How you doing, Rob? I still haven't got that from your partner yet. I won't bring that up during the show either. All right. Don't go away. Matt, Chris, and I will be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday Night Hangout Live. With your host, Ed Marvin. Tuesday Night Hangout Live is a Flash in Your Pan production.
I have to comment to this one guy first, Matt and Chris. Yeah, David, I know it's in the mail, just like my $1 billion inheritance.
$1 billion.
It's in the mail. Right.
Oh,
Welcome to Tuesday Night Hangout Live, guys.
What's up?
How's it going?
It's going good. This is about my favorite day of the week right here. I've been hanging out with a lot of these guys for going on 8 years next week.
That's
Wow.
we've known each other what 20 years, something like that. Yeah, so 8 years. That's pretty good live.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so now Kentucky's a fairly nice sized state. What part of KY are you from?
Well, we west,
Real west.
far west. We about 10, 15 minutes from the East Tennessee state line, so it don't get much further west.
Armpit of America.
Yeah, actually, my favorite town that I love to collect, they call it the Twin Cities because the state line runs right through it. So there's South Fulton, Tennessee, and then there's Fulton, Kentucky. So
Okay.
a lot of history from there, and definitely one of my favorite places to collect. So
And just a beautiful town.
yeah, it is. Yeah, they actually preserved the history there fairly well. So
Mhm.
I'll have to travel down there sometime.
definitely check it out.
No.
Don't hunt any creeks down there, that's for sure.
He understands. I know
Yeah,
he
he
does.
gets it.
He gets it.
Yeah, matter of fact, the creeks down there have like alligators and snapping turtles.
Oh, yeah,
and-
huge gator.
Yeah,
Ornery.
big gas leaks. So like the water right now is it's very hazardous. I wouldn't go there.
Bad.
Man eating
Wouldn't go
mosquitoes.
down there.
Yeah.
Sounds like all my best gold spots. Don't go there. Water will eat you up.
Yeah, definitely.
Acid water.
Thomas Pennyweight folks, good seeing you. Heath Doty, good to see you.
It's good, Chad.
Now, if any of you in chat have any questions, feel free to tag me and I'll relay it.
Encyclopedia when it comes to bottles, so have at it.
Well, from watching some of your shorts and other stuff, what's that one bottle that's pretty sought after?
Hutchinson bottle for sure. So I've actually got one right here for you guys. So that right there.
I was watching one. I believe it was your lawn form of you guys finding that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the newest one.
Yeah, the newest one. Yeah, that was actually this week's YouTube, right? Was that no?
Yeah.
It was
episode 83.
Yeah, so that's actually a Jay Roberts from Union City, Tennessee, and so the cool part is where the bottler used to be. That old building is still there in downtown Union City, which is pretty awesome. And again, that was patent, not technically the bottle, but the stopper inside the bottle would have had almost what looked kind of like a cotter pin. Then you could push it down, the spring loaded in the neck basically to open the bottle, and then when you wanted to seal the content, you would just pull it back up. And he patented that in 1879, and so the Hutchinson style sodas were, they were in production from 1880 to about, I want to say 1910 or 11, and then the Crown Top takes over, and we still use Crown Top to this day. So
I did like the history tidbits you had in that video.
I appreciate that.
I love that part.
Yeah,
That's
we're trying to.
Part.
It's a lot of fun. I'm trying to be more informative and stuff. I realize, especially for somebody that's, kind of like the outside looking in that doesn't really understand the hobby or why we do it. It's kind of like, just giving them little tidbits of like, so they can truly appreciate, what it is that we're actually holding, So.
Yeah, we've kind of gone back to the drawing board too, really trying to bring the bottles to life with storytelling.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a time that's been forgotten, I mean, I never. I've been doing this hardcore for 2 years, and as a kid, I'm a redneck, so I was in creeks all the time. I mean, fishing, hunting. I broke many a bottles, probably some really good bottles, honestly. But
all the touches.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably find somebody broken.
Yeah, that was probably me. So I mean, it's just cool to actually truly appreciate for what it truly is and to share it, and especially with the younger generation. I mean, we were one of the last generations to grow up without this huge technology wave. So of course we were in the creeks and the woods and doing this and that all the time. And then now you got kids now, they're Xbox, PlayStation, streaming. And I mean, all that has its place, but I mean, like we're trying to, show the younger generation out there that's like, hey, get out there and explore
too. Yeah.
Yeah. Get out there and explore, save history.
I believe my friend David Villa from the Big Valley of California is what kind of stopper on that bottle?
It was patented by Charles Hutchinson. So actually I've got floating around back here.
On the video, David, he explains it really good with the diagram and other stuff.
Okay, so these are hutch tops, as you can see. Hopefully that comes really well. So there's like a rubber stopper that is around. There you go. Rubber stopper that's around what kind of looks like a cotter pin. And when you wanted to seal it, you would push that up, which this one is so crusty, I don't know that I'll be able to. It don't work no more. I don't know if this
So you pull it up and it seals the bottle from the inside.
Yep, that one still works. So it would pull up like that when it's sealed, and then when you were ready to drink, you would just push it down inside like that, releasing the seal, and that would allow the contents to come out of the bottle.
There you go. Hey, Hobo Rob. Hobo Rob says, howdy, Chris and Matt.
What is up?
So now,
thanks for having us.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
The first pull-ups. Maybe David. JP Lawns and more. What made you get into it as hardcore as you have? Just the love for adventure and antiquities, or because I see you have some old clocks in the background, that Coca-Cola chair you're sitting on, really cool, and you said you had some old crates and other stuff.
Oh yeah.
Now, do you just like antiquities in general, and bottles are the most common along creeks, or explain it a little? Help this blonde figure it out a little.
Okay, absolutely. So actually so to start from the beginning, my grandparents, I basically lived with my grandparents a pretty good chunk of my childhood. And like, so my grandmother was a sucker for antiquities, just cool all around stuff. The house I grew up in was actually originally built in the Civil War and was added on to later on, and it ended up becoming a 2-story farmhouse. And so I just loved everything about it. I just loved the stuff we would find. My grandfather, I did a lot of metal detecting with my grandfather when I was much younger out there on that property. And we found, like seated liberties and, just like some really cool old coin stuff that would date back to like right around the Civil War era and stuff like that. We even found part of, I want to say, a Civil War bayonet, which was really cool. And so just kind of hunting stuff in general. And again, like I said, being a redneck, I was in creeks and stuff growing up as a kid all the time. And so I did break a lot of bottles, but I don't know, something in my teen years, the older I got, it was like, I'd never seen anything like this before. So just my grandparents, exposing me to all the, the old stuff and the stories and kind of how that stuff worked and everything. I was kind of intrigued, so I would bring stuff home and I'd show it to my grandfather and he'd be like, yeah, they had this when I was a kid. So I was like, well, man, this bottle's 50 years old. So I had no idea anything about glass really back then. Other than I just thought it was cool. So I brought home everything. So I actually filled up like 2 china cabinets worth of just like, old bottles, modern bottles, just like it didn't matter if it was glass, I brought it home. And yeah, trying to do a little research and stuff, which I was pretty young at that point in time. So I didn't really understand it. And then of course, as I got older, I got much busier. I started chasing girls more than I did bottles. And kind of fall off of the creaking scene. And I ended up getting married. I had kids and stuff. And COVID comes around, which is, kind of funny. Couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't do anything. And I was like, man, I haven't really walked a creek in a long time. And I've always been adventurous and outgoing. And so I was like, I'm going to go walk a creek. And so as I'm older, I was kind of like, I had a little bit more knowledge of where I thought, older bottles might be. So I walk a creek that's in an old town. And lo and behold, I found my very first 100-year-old soda bottle. And and it was local to me. So I didn't even know that type of stuff existed, So the bottle bug just got me, man, bit me. And I've been doing it hardcore ever since. I did it for probably a month before I even started. I originally started my TikTok channel. And so I did that for, almost 6 months. I had around 7,000 followers, which I thought was insane. Like I was like, this is good. Dude, this is crazy. So I can't believe people enjoy me finding this old junk. And so I'm self-taught, learned everything. I'm reading forums. I just had a huge passion for this old glass that I was finding. And the mind's like a steel trap, so whatever I'm reading, it's in there.
He's got a photographic memory, man.
So just learning all this stuff. And so then me and him, we've been best friends for a long time, but of course, college and everything, we split, kind of went our own ways.
Yeah.
And he found my TikTok page. So he messaged me and he's like, man, would you want a cameraman?
I was like, hey, man.
I was like, dude,
something special going on here, brother.
I was like, yeah. I was like, for sure, dude. I was like, I don't really do none of that type of stuff. Plus, it'd be a little bit easier on me. And so he come out. It was instant sensation. People loved having me, behind the camera and stuff like so. And then his humor, we just feed off each other, man. So it's a whole dynamic. It's a lot of fun. Generally, you just find glass in these creeks because it just doesn't corrode. Like glass is going to be here forever. It's definitely going to outlive all of us. these bottles some of these bottles sitting on this table right now are 140 years old. So it's that's what I'm saying. It's like, and it's just amazing that the mud and the dirt just preserves these bottles. So I mean, and most of them were thrown into a dump. Those dumps were burned back then. So I mean, most of these bottles have seen significant fires. We find glass sometimes that are just completely morphed and melted, and I think it's super cool. It kind of adds even more characteristic to it in a lot of ways. So. But I mean, we find all kinds of other stuff too, though. But I mean, generally speaking, glass is just such an awesome thing because it survives. I mean, like
we'll look for other stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
then we'll see something like this.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're finding like gold or silver, I mean, like, but a lot of iron relics and stuff like that. I mean, we come across stuff like that. Like I have a milk can over there. It's actually a local milk can from a dairy out of Mayfield, Kentucky, but it is super crusty because it's steel and it just didn't survive.
Right.
So.
Yeah, like you said, glass, unless it breaks or something, and it's gonna last forever almost, pretty much.
Yeah,
now shoot. So about COVID, so you haven't been doing it all too long, really. Your channel, your TikTok, in which I follow you on TikTok also.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
I'll definitely make sure to follow on all.
I follow you
on all your platforms.
I subscribed last night.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
There's a link tree down in the description, everybody, that will take you to KY Creekers, all of their sites, TikTok, YouTube, of course, and Nightbot's throwing out their YouTube channel. But you guys are growing great.
Yeah, it's a blessing, honestly, man. Like, I mean, we owe it all to God, and we just keep. I mean, we're grinding. We're grinding. I mean,
it's a second job for sure.
We've always been competitive, So
yeah.
I mean, it's just in there. We're consistent. We're constantly trying to come up with new ideas, brainstorm stuff. Just like, hey, how can we make this more intriguing? Or, how can we, deep dive and explain this a little bit better for people that have never seen it before?
Yeah. We help each other. It's a 50-50.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
He's got something he's got to do. I got something I got to do. And then come in the middle and help each other if we got to.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, it's like, just a wide kind of relationship.
Right. Now, it brought you two back, lifelong friends, back together in a partnership, which is great.
Yeah.
What kind of, do you do any research on finding creeks, or do you just look for creeks? Because old settlements and homesteads are always on water courses or close by.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
a lot of dumps are in ravines along waterways and stuff. So, but besides researching your finds, do you do any research to find locations to hunt?
Yes, absolutely. So, and I get this. This is probably like my number one asked question. People message me all the time. They're like, "How do you find these spots?" And I'm like, "Well, there's 3 major things that you can do to find the spots. I feel like that'll help you the easiest." So, and like you were saying, old homesteads, which is a great thing, is using old maps for locating privies. Privies are a freaking awesome.
You have privies also?
We do. We haven't actually. We've been trying to get some permissions to some privies, but most of the stuff, like map wise, that we found, they've either already been dug or they've built over top of them. Like the towns have expanded and they've built over top of them, and it's kind of like, well,
or they're really far away.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's definitely it's in the arsenal. We definitely plan on, and we're always looking, researching, trying to figure out, how we can, find one that we can dig. So. Yeah. And some people, it's just kind of hard to convince them to let us dig an 8-foot hole in their backyard. So,
yeah, you don't have to be deep.
It's like
it's
like a day or 2 project, maybe 3 days.
But definitely using like the old Sanborn fire insurance maps, especially like because I mean like those come around post Civil War, So those generally will go back to 1880s, and even some cases I've seen like 1870s. And so you're really towing that fine line of like finding, like pondwood stuff, which is like, I've only ever found 2 pieces in a creek that were, pondwood pieces. So like, that's just like, that's a dream of mine. That's still a bucket lister for me. So, so privies are definitely a big thing. And then your local libraries, you can literally look up like Library of Congress. It's completely free. They have a huge archive of like the Sanborn fire insurance maps.
Type in keywords.
Yeah, and I mean like that. A lot of times, it'll show on there the bottlers, where the bottlers were located. A lot of times it'll show, like the waterways and stuff that are running through towns. But generally speaking, like you said, it's close to waterways and low-lying areas. So topographical maps that show elevation and stuff like that. Those are very handy. And then you can also use Library of Congress, where you just like research old newspaper articles, and you search up like keywords like dump and reuse, like dump cart, sometimes bad smell.
Yeah.
You just got to get creative with it, because at that point in time, they weren't like, oh, here is the address, and this is exactly the way we were dumping all our trash.
Yep.
Typically, what I read in most articles that we study is like, okay, hey, the town's expanding. We're running out of place to put the trash. We don't know where to dump the trash. So somebody would come in and they would generate like a contract or something. A lot of times it seems like, and they'd be like, okay, well, we've decided to dump the trash on, the somewhere at the end of 6th and 8th Street, or, something like that or whatever. So that just kind of narrows it down into like, okay, well, now we have kind of like a 30-mile radius. So now we know this is kind of the area where we need to hunt. And then lastly, creeks, man, again, especially if you're in like central states, if you're kind of eastern, some west, I mean, like, you get further west, you start getting into, probably a lot more privy digging and stuff like that. Cause I mean, just like the plains and stuff, I'm not too sure, like more mountainous regions and stuff where the ground's just like super rocky and stuff. I'm not too sure exactly if they were, just throwing trash off a hill, or if they were burying it. Here, they were generally just in some ravine near a waterway and just burying it, burning and burying it. So, and generally speaking, they were close to a waterway for, reasons being like, if, the fire got out of hand, they had water accessible. And also like, you'll notice a lot of times too, if you find a cemetery that's kind of close to a waterway, that's probably a pretty good indicator that there might be a dump around in there somewhere, because especially back in those days, they tried to keep all the disease-ridden stuff kind of together. So a lot of, disease, famine stuff going on like that. We didn't really have the modern medicine we have today, and people were eating rancid meat and just like, poverty and stuff, like it just how everything worked back then. And I'm sure, like the embalming and stuff, it's night and day compared to what it was back then. So they tried to keep all the disease stuff kind of in one location. And so a lot of times, if you're like kind of around a cemetery that's kind of close to a waterway, it's probably a dump nearby. So, but that's definitely the 3 biggest things I would say. And then lastly, you can talk to old timers in the town and stuff. I mean, a lot of times, they can remember as kids, like in the 40s and 50s, where people were dumping, and some dumps were used for decades. So if you go out and you're finding like, 60s and 70s stuff, I mean, I would suggest a probe, a 6-8 foot probe. A lot of times you'll hit a clay cap, and then if it gets loose again, and then, there's going to be different levels of compaction. You pull the probe out, you're going to be looking for ash, any kind of ash where the dumps were burned. So you're going to get a lot of wood ash, iron, all of that different stuff that was just thrown in there. So that's kind of something you're definitely looking out for. Because sometimes I've seen dumps that are like 15 foot deep. So like you got to dig 15 foot before you get to like the 1880s, 1890s scene. So, so just don't give up. I mean, if you find a spot, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's not old stuff there. It just could be deeper.
That happens to us all the time. We'll go out and we don't find anything. Yeah. A lot of it is just getting out there too.
It is. It's a lot of just boots on the ground, man. It's trial and error. And if at first you don't succeed, try again, because we did a lot of just before we started learning how to research and do stuff. It was just get out. There's a creek. Let's go get in it and see what we can find. And I mean, in cases that does work, because again, like you said, old homesteads would have been near, some sort of waterway. That's where they would have got their drinking water and stuff like that. And that goes to show, if you're looking for a dump and an old homestead was there, the trash pit is going to be somewhere downstream. They would have never threw it upstream, because again, they were getting their drinking water from the creek. So all the trash went downstream. So.
Right. And it's amazing what ends up downstream after a flood or something, too.
Oh, yeah.
We like going after it rains.
Yeah. Rain, that's going to be your best time to go. It's definitely after a big rain. So
That's how we found that Union City push.
yeah. Yeah. It literally just rained like 2 days prior, and we got, I don't know, about 6 to 10 inches of rain in some areas. And so the creeks washed, they just constantly churn the creek beds up and erode the banks away, and that stuff just washes right out. So
there was a prospecting spot we used to have permission to go to in Indiana. It was dubbed Pirates Cove by this guy Dennis Dayton, and there was a dump upriver. And we find all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, stuff just washing right down to your sky.
Found TVs and old bottles. I hate it when I found zipper teeth, though.
Oh yeah, right.
Brass zipper teeth, because I'm there prospecting and dredging.
Yeah.
And you're panning out your concentrates, you see a little flash in your pan, and you're like, yeah, got some pickers. Oh, damn it, that's a brass zipper tooth.
I can see where that, it's like us with ketchups.
Oh yeah,
it's like
the ketchup.
The ketchup, that's my epiphany. It's like my thorn in my flesh. It's like everything's broke, but a ketchup bottle would survive a nuclear fallout. It's just
it would.
Yeah.
That was our fun bottle.
It's very fun.
Just hear the screaming beaker now.
That's funny. Now, what gear do you take with you? What's your kit when you hit a creek and you're mudlarking or you're searching for an old dump along the creek? Just a small shovel or hand spade? And what's your kit? What's in your pack?
Mini shovel?
Yeah, so I carry just like a little ditch shovel. It's like, probably 2 foot long. And then on top of that, I have a 2-foot screwdriver.
That's your teaching stick.
Yeah, that I use as a probe. And then on top of that, I just have another screwdriver. So like if I get somewhere that, because the shovel is usually kind of like, how you would start a hole or whatever. But if you start getting into a really concentrated area where you're seeing, okay, a lot of glass, and I see like, there might possibly be 3-4 bottles in here. You don't just want to just go straight in and ram the shovel into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So I use the fat, meaty screwdriver. It's probably about 1 foot long, and I'll use that to kind of dig in there more intricately. And a lot of people, you could use I've seen people use potato forks. I've seen people use just little hand spades. It's just kind of preference, really. I think screwdriver, it's super easy to dig with. It's light in the pack. It doesn't take up much room. And then again, the 2-foot screwdriver is a excellent probe, man. Because I don't want to carry, like, my privy probe's like 6 or 8 foot long, and I wouldn't want to pack that around with me the whole time. So
yeah, my probe's probably only about half that, probably about 4 feet, 3 feet long.
So yeah, the little 2-foot probe comes in super handy, man, especially when you're in the creeks just looking for dumps that, along the creek bank. And then other than that, like just some bubble wrap. You find some good bottles. You don't want them in there clanking around together and stuff. So I take bubble wrap. That's pretty much it. And then, of course, the cameraman here, he's got all his gear rocking in his bag, cameras, cords, chargers, all that stuff.
GoPro, selfie stick,
phones. Yeah, he probably got more stuff than I do, honestly.
It works, though.
It does work. We make it work. It's all been trial and error, but I think we finally got it kind of dialed in. So
I'm sure it's nice having a cameraman.
It's extremely
after all this time with me doing, I haven't done nothing really like that kind of footage in a while. I kind of switched my attention to this, and I liked it so much, and there was no editing and no thinking about camera angles. And
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
to be honest, I got bored of the same old stuff
Right.
out on the stream. You know, you could only show your sluice going this way so much and you shoveling into it, your camera on your shoveling material so many times. And it got to a point where it seemed too repetitious and boring to me. And
Yeah.
if it's too repetitious and boring to me, what is it like to the community, you know?
Yeah.
And then YouTube changed their monetization stuff, and I had the subs. I was just lacking watch time hours.
Oh yeah. I
And
remember that phase. Yes, I do remember that phase.
um, I'm like, how could I gain watch time hours? And live was just getting on really on YouTube.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm like, I think live would do it. And yeah, it did and kept me monetized before the deadline. This was like 8.5 years ago or so. And that's how this was all born, Tuesday Night Hangout Live. And
That's really
but
cool. Yeah,
Yeah, it's fun.
yeah.
I like it.
It's awesome that you've been going 8 years too, man. I mean, like
That's a grind.
yeah, it is it definitely, and that's kind of our goal eventually, just
Hope to do it. The
full
rest of my
time,
life.
travel the world. I want to go like across seas because like unless I go far east, I mean we 1860s is about the oldest thing we're gonna find here. But you know, you start getting more like colonial stuff. I've seen people like digging colonial dumps in the middle of a field and like like Pennsylvania or something like that. I'm like, golly, I can only imagine. Like we're talking hand blown, bottles that are
well,
just like
I'm sure definitely people in your niche, like, well, there's a Canadian here. Northern Found, are you still here? I think that's Looter's 8.
okay,
He's
yeah, I
a
follow him.
he's a
He's got a really cool channel.
Canadian.
He's coming to our channel.
Yeah, he's got a cool channel. I like to follow. I watch this stuff comes up on my For You page all the time, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he's finding some pretty cool stuff over there in Canada for sure.
Yeah, he's quite the bottle digger and dump digger. And my friend last week's guest, Madison, Maine, Richie, he digs a lot of dumps and stuff up in Maine and New England. He was saying he's on a big marble kick right now.
Marbles. Yeah,
Yeah.
we found a marble today.
We found a marble today. It looks like an eyeball.
It did kind of look like
It
an
looks like an eyeball.
Let me say some hi to some people that come in the chat.
Yeah,
Dan, PA Prospecting, Moons Over Miami, Way Cool Outdoors, Tomcat Josh, Bent Fork, Luke Duke. Yeah, Luke Duke's eyes and ears perked up at marbles.
Marbles.
I lost all my marbles, Luke. I need to find some. So
I'd have a lot of marbles, but I keep selling them. So I don't got no more marbles.
Cody says we have nothing to find here. Great in New York or Vermont or Mass or New Hampshire or Maine. Stay away, whatever.
It's like, oh, he's saying like everywhere.
He's saying there ain't no good spots over there.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, Jeff, bro,
Yeah,
we said we brought up marbles. Now,
that we got.
if it was no holds bar, money isn't an issue, or could go anywhere in the world, to do the type of treasure hunting you like doing, where would be your number one spot?
England for sure.
I was about to say,
Yeah, I mean, hands down. Yeah, I mean, because that was just predominantly such a developed place, like, you know, in terms of like, yeah, I mean, we're talking about you going all the way back to like however many kings and stuff that have been over there, you know, ruling. I mean, like the Roman era, all that, you know, I mean, like there's no telling what you could find over there, man. Like I would go nuts. I would just try to explore anything and everything over there. So
you'd probably see someone.
Oh yeah, I was like, what? I seen a dude dig a Victorian toilet one time, and I was like, dude, it was like one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, I would put it in my own house and display it in my own house. Like that's how cool it was. Yeah. I was like, this thing was sick. It had like this amazing. It was hand painted and just like the craftsmanship. I'm like, how did this whole toilet survive in this dump?
Oh my gosh.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And it's just like, just goes to show you, you just never know what's out there, man. And just like, and they find such cool stuff over there, dude. It's just like, I'm over here digging, you know, bottles like primarily from the 20s. And then if I find like something from the late 1800s, you know, to mid 1800s, I'm like, today was a good day.
It was a good day.
And they're over there just like, yeah, look at this 1700 Tambone bottle right here, or all the Ponald stuff that they dig, you know. I'm just like, get out of here.
Get that old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Just like, well, Kentucky, I mean, like, you know, most of our towns were railroad based, and especially with the coal push and the industrial, just, you know, especially here in West Kentucky, even Eastern Kentucky, especially for like the coal mining and all that stuff. I mean, the railroad's really what put Kentucky on the map. I mean, like, just, you know, most of the towns were really about 1814, 15 when they started getting chartered around here, and then most of them didn't even, you know, really start developing and, you know, getting like post offices and all this until, you know, probably like 1840s, 1850s, something like that. I mean, it's just, we just don't get a chance to really find anything crazy old other than, you know, I mean, Civil War type stuff. So
there's still a chance, just a lot harder and rare.
Yeah.
My friend Luke Duke, he's from Indiana, and he wants to know the craziest find while digging bottles.
That's tough. We've had a lot of cool stuff. Craziest find while digging bottles.
I mean, a block letter isn't the rarest, but
no, and I'm trying to think like
you're on the bank, just sitting there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like outside of bottles. Like, what would be the craziest thing that we've ever dug?
Yeah,
I would say in terms of bottles, probably the craziest thing that we've ever done is probably the stencil jug. That was
cathedral.
Yeah, the cathedral pepper sauce is pretty cool. I mean, we've dug a lot of cool bottles, but I think the stencil jug pretty much like it's something we very rarely ever get to dig. So I would say the stencil jug, and then stuff outside of probably bottles that we've dug out of old dumps. I mean, we find, you know, like porcelain signs. And
yeah, but you're craziest. Like Luke Duke right here, he says he dug a set of dentures out one time.
Yeah, see, now that's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess like, yeah, we've dug like Civil War buckles. We've dug like the old timey like bifocals. I thought that was pretty neat.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
we have a lot of favorites, so it's kind of hard to.
I dug a hotel key tag that's from like 1880s. It has the hotel stamped on it.
That was nice.
I've dug like some watch fobs. Like I dug a Texaco watch fob or like a key fob from the 20s out of a bottle dump. A lead cowboy hat. Found this really weird lead cowboy hat. I found let's see, like something. Yeah, I mean, I could show it to you, honestly.
Yeah,
I could just start grabbing stuff. I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, it's amazing some of the stuff we pulled out of the creek and like out of the old dumps. Like just stuff I wouldn't even. I found a marquee that goes on top of an old National Register, which is super cool because the lady was like local to us, and start diving into all the census books and everything and find out she was born in 1860 and died in 1920. And she's literally, like, I know where her grave is. I found all the information and stuff on it. I still can't figure out what store they owned, but it's just really cool. It has her name on it. I've got it in there on top of my National Cash Register now. So
That's cool.
Yeah, that was probably one of the coolest things we found.
We can take a little field trip if y'all want to go.
Yeah.
Now that's one of the cool things about your type of treasure hunting is there's research after you find the fact, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we actually recently just did a so there's this little bottle here from Fulton, Kentucky, a little druggist bottle. And so I started trying to do some research because sometimes you hit dead ends. I mean, you can talk to old timers and stuff that might, have stories that have been passed down. But this family actually really kept up with their family history really well. And so that was that was the first drugstore out of Fulton, Kentucky. And so his name was Dr. Julian Paschal. And so he served in the Confederacy in his early 20s, and his wife Sarah Wilson was actually in Ballard County, I guess, where it was predominantly, I guess, more Union. So she escaped Union soldiers for them to get together and actually get married and stuff. So it was a really cool story behind all of it. And then they ended up settling down in Fulton, so on East State Line Road. That's where they opened the first drugstore company over there with him and one of his relatives. And I mean, it was there all the way up until his death in I think it was 1900. And so it's just cool. I mean, it's cool to find a bottle like that, and it's just stuff you don't see. I mean, that's a rare bottle. I mean, this bottle here that's on the table, this is another pharmacy out of Fulton, Kentucky, the Bennett Bros. And there are some common variants, but there's only 3 of these bottles known to exist right now. So beautiful face cream from Fulton, Kentucky. And I mean, monetary value, when you start finding stuff like that, I mean, it's amazing, the value that a bottle will carry. I mean, some bottles I've seen sell for thousands of dollars.
Right.
And it just blows my mind, Like that little bottle right there is probably a $300, $500 bottle. So it's
well, only 3 being known. So
yeah.
Now, do you sell them? Do you auction them?
KYCreekers.com, baby.
Yeah, KYCreekers.com. So we actually have a bunch of merchandise over there. The website and stuff. I've sold out of most bottles on there, but I've got a crap load of bottles to put on there. We've been crazy busy with events and stuff going on, but we finally have some breathing room. I'm actually about to start posting a bunch of stuff on there as we speak. But then my mom actually, a couple weeks ago, it's everything's fighting me. So we actually found out that my mom, she was diagnosed with cancer 2 weeks ago. And so we were dealing with that. She's got a tumor in her neck. And so they thought that she was going to have surgery and all this stuff. They flew her to Nashville. So we had to go to Nashville. And we was up there dealing with that. Turns out she got cancer all over her body. She's actually going to Texas tomorrow because the tumor in her neck's already starting to grow. And so she's going to go up there, see if they can do a biopsy, because nobody around here could do the biopsy because everything, it's just so complex. It's just just one of those situations. It's just no time to, plus working a 40-hour job, being a dad. It's just, trying to juggle everything. It gets hectic sometimes. So.
Yeah. How old are your kids?
My son is 3 and my daughter's 6.
Oh, okay. Believe me, it gets easier.
Yeah, I know it will. And it's some days I can't wait for those days. And then sometimes God kind of reminds me, it's
enjoy what you
relax, take it slow.
Enjoy the younger years while you can, because it goes fast. My baby now is 34.
Yeah.
My baby of 3, my other 2 has given me some awesome grandchildren. But enjoy it while you can. But it does get easier on the dad side the older they get. But I sometimes I miss those younger years. But I was switching outdoors in a daycare the last 2 days. Yesterday I switched outdoors, and today I was painting doors, and I had about a kabillion little ankle biters all around me. What you doing, mister?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What you doing? I'm baiting. What you doing? I'm baiting. What you doing? I'm baiting.
Yeah, I get the daddy. I get, yeah, so that's the answer. I get the daddy. Daddy.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
They'd be like that with me all the time. I'll be working on stuff. Yeah, what are you doing? Second thing I've been doing.
Keeping you alive. That's what I'm doing.
Keeping you alive.
Now, have you been approached on the street at all yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a bit of what you would call a local celebrity, I guess, because I mean, some days we go out, I'll get recognized 4 or 5 times. Some days, you know, I go out and places I wouldn't even expect. You know, I'll be like grabbing a quick bite to eat, or you know, just grabbing some groceries or whatever, and I'll see people kind of like staring at me, and I'm like, I know this guy from somewhere, and then finally they come up to talk to me, and they're like, you do that creaking stuff, don't you? You KY creakers? Yeah. I'm like, got me. You caught me. So yeah, it's a blast. It's a lot of fun, and
Huge blessing.
yeah, it is a blessing. I never thought that I'd be a local celebrity, but it's cool. It's cool.
What's great is when it happens when you're like kind of on the verge of fed up and thinking about throwing in the towel, then someone approaches you and said, you know, I got into creeking or bottle dumping or prospecting after watching your videos. Thanks, man. And you're just like, cool. And light the fire under your ass and it makes you continue on. I tried to retire Tuesday Night Hangout live last year, and these guys in the live chat wouldn't let me do it. They promised to try and make it to my 10-year anniversary. So
that's awesome. Yeah, no, I mean it's a cool thing, and like you said, I mean the positivity, man. I mean it definitely helps. I mean we have days where it's like, you know, we're going out prospecting a new area, or you know, it's been a drought and there's not really a whole lot of rain, or you know, and we're not really finding anything. But I mean, like we have our community is amazing, man. Like they're right there, just like, you know, hey, you're awesome, keep it up. You know,
going live on TikTok is like the refresher.
Yeah, exactly. It really is. Yeah, I mean, especially like when you're out there doing it, you're just out there having fun. I mean, I love saving history; it's a passion. So you know, I mean, it's just amazing to show people again that this type of hobby exists, and you know, I'm not in it for any kind of monetary gain. I just truly love old bottles.
It doesn't happen that way.
I don't care if the bottle's worth $1, if it's worth $5,000. It's cool. They don't make it anymore. It has a story. It tells, you know. I mean, it's like that's the way I look at it. I mean, it's like if it could record the conversations and stuff from then, like what was going on in that time period, like who had this bottle, you know. It's just like that's what's running through my mind all the time, constantly. So.
I found this. Oh man, it's green, and I have chroma key. This is a Coca-Cola bottle I found by Fort Laramie. Actually, not Fort Laramie.
He's showing it.
Oh, yeah, let me take it.
Yeah. I feel like what he was saying. I'm looking at.
Oh yeah, that's a hollow skirt for sure. Does it have the patent date on it, like the 1915 or 1923 around the shoulder area?
It's right here is Lima, Ohio, and I'm like 15 minutes from Lima.
That's cool.
I know my chroma key makes it hard. 5 ounce. I don't see a date on there. Patent. I'm sure it'd be. Oh, there's a date. I think that it'd be in the patent, right?
Yeah, the patent. There's a 1915 variant. It'll say November 16th, 1915, or there's what they call the Christmas Coke, and it'll say December 25th, 1923, or it'll just say Pat D with a long patent number.
Yeah, D10.
Yeah, that's a patent D. And
10,
those
52,
were
9.
I think those were produced between I want to say 1938 to 1958, I believe.
Yeah, I found it by Fort Amanda in the Aglaes River when I was just walking the river.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I guess I could turn off my chroma key and let you guys really see it, but because it's green, it's not showing up with my green screen. So, damn Hollywood craftiness. Aqua Donkey, how you doing? Beth, Aaron. Yeah, there's a couple I found actually while walking around. This one's from Toledo, Ohio. Moore Brothers. Boy, you're getting me.
Oh, you done it now, Boogie.
No, we're fine. Just had
See, it's clear here. I'm gonna turn off my chroma key for a second so you could get a clear shot of this stuff.
flip this around. Nope.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful deco bottle
Well,
from Ohio.
I'm from Toledo, Ohio.
Check it out. I love the little like crackled pattern on it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The deco area is that's some of my favorite sodas is honestly from the deco area. I mean, they're just some of them got super crafty and just absolutely wild.
And here's that Coca-Cola bottle.
Oh yeah, yep, that's the beautiful Coke Green.
And see right there, it's local from Lima, Ohio.
Yeah.
I like all kinds of treasure.
Oh yeah, we're the same way. I mean, like I'm telling you right now, I can literally just start showing you stuff, and it's y'all want to see some stuff. I got some stuff.
yeah, let's show them some stuff. Let's take them on an adventure.
Yeah, here, let me see if the stuff will act right this time and make you large.
Large and in charge.
Large and in charge. Yeah. Hearing that, love y'all. Perfect.
Oh, perfect time.
Perfect time.
Hi, Gail. Hello. Flashing your pen and KY Creekers. Oh, good stuff. You betcha, Gail.
Let's go, Gail.
Gail in the house.
Archaeology and gold.
All right, see some stuff.
Let's do it.
All right, so like I said, Fulton is definitely my favorite town to collect. So here's some Hutchinson bottles right here. That's the T. Grant Fisher out of Fulton. And then we have the Reed brother. This is actually the first Hutch that I ever found. So that is the Reed brother out of Fulton, Kentucky. And those were two druggists that were in Fulton at the time. And those are the two of the sodas that were sold there. These are going to date to the 1890s. And I actually have an ad from I have a newspaper in there from Fulton from 1899. And the back of the ad is literally talking about their soda. So I think that's super cool. Cool piece of local history. Of course, you've seen the face cream and the Pascal brothers. Those are two very rare bottles from Fulton as well. And this
yeah,
cool
that embalming fluid bottle you found the other day.
the embalming fluid. I'm pretty sure the embalming fluid I found is already sold.
Oh, yeah, I watched that video.
Yeah, that one's actually really cool. So then I had the Out Drug Company out of Fulton as well. And then I mean I've got bits and bobs, pretty much everything in the garage, but all the good stuff is in the house. So,
to the house.
Right. I can understand why your good stuff be in the house. Look at that, bottles all over.
all over, everywhere. The light turned off. All the lights.
All the lights are off.
All the lights are off.
As we go on a tour of Matt's house.
Yep. Here's my crib.
Okay, what was that? The episode of Crib Brother?
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so starting off, my house was built in the 30s, so it's not huge. The kids' playroom is also kind of the bottle room, so that's a little bit. I don't keep the good stuff in here because I mean it's kind of like I get a little worried sometimes that they're just going to smash into it and kill everything that I own. So it's just a risk that you got to take, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I build a nice little spot. So about say 85% of this stuff either come out of a Kentucky Creek or I dug it. So of course you get some of this really nice ACL stuff. You very rarely find anything that nice out in the wild when it comes to ACL.
Oh, wow, that's some nice screen printing on that bottle still.
So yeah, some beautiful pyro glazing. This one here I actually got when we were at a bottle show. That's only 5 cities did the Amber 7-Up. That one dates to 1937, I believe. Yep, 1937. And that one's from Nashville. But I hadn't even got, I mean, most of these I hadn't even got cleaned up. So, I mean, like here's a nice little Paducah deco that we found from the Georgia.
Now, how do you
company.
clean your bottles?
Okay, so I actually just built a tumbler that I'm going to start using, which will help polish and take care of like some minor flea bites and scratches. But currently right now, it's just get the gunk out of it and I soak them in muriatic acid for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then I use little cut up pieces of 12-2 copper that I have in there, take it up, all that good stuff. The muriatic acid does a really good job. And if the muriatic acid won't touch it in about 15 minutes, I haven't found anything else out there that really works better than muriatic acid. So, but definitely read. If you're going to use muriatic acid, read all the stuff because you want to do it in a ventilated area. You don't want to just breathing in those fumes and stuff. It's nasty stuff, but it does a really great job of cleaning bottles. So,
yeah, Luke Duke's with you on the copper.
Yeah, that was originally one of the oldest bottles I found on the channel right there. Beautiful round bottom soda, and it has a really nice crude applied top. And the torpedo bottle was gifted to me.
Yeah, I like the video where you were talking about the different necks.
Oh yeah, like tools and foam finishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, let's see, I think this one is a tool finish here. Yeah, you can't really see the seam line on that one very good. I'll find something in here that's real quick. Nope. Let's see. I think that's the one I found that.
No.
Try again, man.
Try again.
And they in here.
It's always when you need it.
No worries, dude. No
Way in the back.
worries, Matt.
But yeah,
We'll be posting a video about it soon, actually. We're gonna be posting.
Everybody, he has a cool video where he talks about the different necks and the tops of the bottle.
That one's a tool finish, just a little medicine bottle. Again, it's kind of hard to see, but so your seam lines is where, so your mold, when it comes together, they would blow inside that mold. That's where the mold lock together. So that's the extra glass that come out. So your seam line comes all the way up and then it'll disappear kind of in the neck area here. From the shoulder to the neck, that seam line disappears. So you'll see little whittle marks, which again, the camera's probably going to be hard to pick up on. And a lot of times the tops will be kind of wonky or crude to the rest of the mold on the bottle and stuff. So that's a tool finish. And generally speaking, you're looking at, like on a tool finish, pretty much 1890s to about 1910. It can vary. I mean, I've seen tool tops that are like late 1880s and some, even into the 1915 era. But generally speaking, I'd say about 1890s to 1910. And then you get the applied tops, which are going to come more for, you're looking at 1860s up to about 1880s on your applied tops. So applied finishes are usually older. And then, your tool tops are going to be more kind of like that, right around that 19th century, the 20th century stuff. Right. But, I've got a bunch of cool stuff. I explain, all kinds of stuff. I mean, some of the cool stuff, like people talking about, like stuff that we find that isn't model related. I've got to do some electrolysis to this old fork, but that goes back to about the 1860s.
Nice 3-pronged fork.
Yep. This I think might have been a candle holder, but I'm still not too sure if it's pewter or if it's lead. It's fairly heavy.
I
But that
think
come out of an
I
old
saw that video too.
come out of an old bottle dump. And then we have just the case of troves up here. And
Bill, Ohio Relic Hunter, was wondering if you have any inks.
Any inks? I do have some inks. Typically, I collect basically just like local stuff or stuff that really just kind of catches my eye that I think's like really cool. So generally speaking, when I find stuff like that, I just sell it. But there's a nice little Sanford's machine made about 20s, but I have found inks all the way back to about the 1880s. So
nice.
there's
that
a
would
little
be yes, Bill. Gail says that is an awesome bottle collection. She's wondering what's in the aquarium, though.
That's a it's kind of like what is it? A leopard gecko. It's like they call it a crocodile gecko. So we got that for the kids. So he just kind of chills around in there. We didn't know when we got it. Very easy to keep alive. Super easy pet, but you can't really mess with them. And so my wife actually has what's the other type of gecko? The crested geckos. And you can play with them, build a relationship with them, so the kids will love them. So that guy just kind of chills in there. I clean his stuff. I feed him. He just loves life. He's just chilling. But he's more of a nocturnal animal too, which we didn't know. We just kind of bought it at a pet exhibit. The kids were like, "Oh, this is cool." I was like, "Yeah, okay, we'll get a pet lizard." Sure. I didn't really do the research on him, so he just kind of does his thing at night, and he just kind of chills during the day and stuff. I mean, he's cool. He's easy to keep alive. So
she says, "Thank goodness it isn't a tarantula."
No, don't do spiders.
He hates spiders.
No. So some of the airheads and stuff that we found.
Nice.
The
retooled
points.
one.
That's some 3 ringers and stuff in there. That's an old makeup tube that actually has the person's name engraved on it. I can't remember.
Where'd you find that megalodon tooth?
Okay, so that's I have a really good buddy of mine. His name is Cliff Condra, and he has a channel called Reaching History on YouTube. Dude's phenomenal. He's a professional diver. He's found all kinds of cool bottles out of the Tennessee River.
History?
Yep, Reaching History. He metal detects. He's got an insanely awesome Civil War collection. And then on top of that, with the diving and stuff, him and his buddy Greg dove, I want to say it was in the Pacific, some island off the Pacific or whatever somewhere. He said these were 100 foot down. So him and his buddy found a bunch of them, and so he gave these to me. And
nice.
So I've never actually got to hunt megalodon teeth, but that's something I would like to do eventually.
Go to the Carolinas, you can find them.
Yeah, I've seen people do that where it used to be, I guess, like old like ocean floor and stuff or whatever, but lots of clay marbles. That thing's massive. That's the biggest clay marble I've ever seen in my life. So
there's a shooter for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then this is lead. I don't know if this. I found this in a creek. I'm assuming like maybe off a Model T, or an early battery terminal off an old Ford truck or something like that. I'm not too sure.
Cool.
So found that in a creek. Old keys. This pen we dug out of a dump pretty recently. So I actually found out that these in restored condition sell for like $300, which I thought was kind of crazy. But this is a Waterman's. It's from 1912-ish, I think. And you guys will like this since y'all are gold prospectors. It's got a golden nib on it. I think it's like, I can't remember if it was like 14 karat or I don't remember exactly what the carat was on it. But
I think I saw that in a video too.
Oh, I'm sure you did. Yeah, that was a recent video of ours too. And then there's an old square nail. I have no idea what that went to. It's the biggest square nail I've ever found in my entire life.
Oh yeah, we found that one.
Yeah,
Chicken,
massive.
Jeez.
So I don't know if it was just some sort of like building or some old timber thing they put together. No idea, but I got that. There's the Civil War
probably
buckle.
old barn nail or something.
Yeah. So there's
I
the
saw
Civil War
that
buckle.
video too.
Yeah. So we find some stuff in the dumps that just kind of blow us away, you know, like that's not bottle related. So the old side,
nice.
on the Marquette, so that come out of the creek right there. So I slapped it on my old national cash register. And he was born in 1860 and died in 1920. So he lived a pretty good life.
Nice. That's a nice old register too.
Yep, it's all original. I think somewhere in the 1890s, and it still works. So I thought that was, and I got an absolute steal on it. So, but it's got the original keys and stuff. So I mean, you can like select whatever there. Let's say I think there's a couple buttons that get stuck on there. Kids might have been messing with it more than likely. I haven't messed with it enough to figure out how to reset it again. I have to play with it, but it does work. So
I've seen it.
Nice.
But my toddler's probably been in here pushing buttons by now. I locked it myself one time, and it took me about 30 minutes to an hour to remember. I think I had to watch a video on it to figure out how to unlock it. But so you get out here, and I keep all the really good stuff up there, which those bottles that were out there were up here. But there is a bunch of West Kentucky soda bottles. I have a bunch of old letterheads and stuff that's all West Kentucky. The stenciled, advertisement. That's the jug, the first stenciled jug I ever dug. So we got that going on. Just some really cool stuff. And lastly,
Oh,
yeah, so a lot of those.
nice jugs.
A lot of higher end pieces in here. This is some of my favorite stuff. So, and the Fulton jug's extremely rare. That Tuxedo Club's from Fulton. It's really rare. Big Fulton guy. I love the Fulton stuff. The Paducah jug's pretty rare. And then some of the flasks, those are all Paducah flasks. They're pretty common. This is a Paducah jug as well, actually. It's stamped up here. And it's a little on the rare side. It's not like crazy rare or anything like that. But yeah, cool. I mean, I just love local history. Let's saving what I can, man. And that's pretty much my collection. So, right, and we're adding to it every day.
Thanks for sharing your collection with you.
Yeah, sure. But guess yeah. If y'all have any final questions or whatever, feel free to let me know.
If you guys want to go get back where you were, get comfortable. I'm gonna do a 2-minute and 11-second intermission. So if you need to go pee or whatever, grab a drink, have at it. And you guys could get back set up. If you have a little longer, you could hang out.
Well, my mom's going to be going to Texas tomorrow, so I probably got like maybe another 15 minutes or so, but I'm going to go over there and spend some time with her before she goes to Texas because I don't know how long she's going to be in Texas. So.
Right, and her getting treated for cancer, totally understand.
Yep.
Oh, add your mother to my prayers.
I appreciate that. That would mean the world to me, so.
Yeah. Well, then I'll just forego the intermission until after you leave. That way, since I drink coffee like I run off coffee. So.
We understand.
I understand that.
But Nice collection. And for all you treasure porn addicts out there, Bill, I hope that helped you with that. That too, little David Nelson. That too.
Yeah, I got
You got enough bottles. No, never enough bottles. I'm sure.
never enough. That's not even.
like
I bet. I bet there's 500 bottles in this garage.
Oh, most likely.
that's like saying I have enough ball caps and stuff, David, or enough gold.
Yeah.
Never
It's,
enough.
Yeah, it's. My wife's probably tired of it, honestly, but I'm gonna keep bringing it until. Yeah, that's the running joke all the time. Bottles, divorce, bottles. Somehow we always pick bottles. I'm not.
Looks like I have one of your community in the chat.
Hey,
Renee Reed, we love you guys, Matt. Prayers
we love
for
you.
the family.
Much love.
Heather says divorce always.
Bad influence.
Rig.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's Indiana, mom. Yeah. I love my community. You guys are awesome. So.
Oh yeah, it's the community is. Even if I was still that channel that had just a couple of people that was in here, I'd still be. It's them.
Yeah. It's a huge driving force for a while. I'm pretty much most of us that do social media while we do it. So
yeah.
Right. Sharing what we love and people enjoying it, learn something or live vicariously through you guys.
Absolutely.
We heard that a lot.
Learn stuff from you guys. You rock, Aqua Donkey, Aaron.
Aqua Donkey. That's a name. I like that name. That's a good name.
Aaron's a really good guy, and his wife Beth. I've had the privilege of meeting them on the river a few times.
That's awesome.
They're also from Ohio, other side of the state. We were at an outing. Some friends of mine and my ex co-host put on, and he did the national anthem on his electric guitar for everybody.
That's so cool. Yeah.
And he cooked up some mighty fine walleye too.
That sounds pretty good.
It was very good. Very good. There was a lot of good eats at that outing, I might say.
Right.
Too many coffees? Never too many coffees.
Never.
Yes, like Jimi Hendrix, David V.
Chugging me all.
Now, yep, bottles and treasure porn tonight. That's right. It's all treasure porn, Hobo Rob.
A lot of it. Everywhere. I can pretty much open.
I feel like every time I open my eyes, I see another bottle.
I could open a museum, bro.
Now, do you guys metal detect at all?
Well, so actually, I bought a Garrett, just an intermediate Garrett, like a couple years ago, and we fiddled around with it a little bit. Now, I'm a complete noob when it comes to metal detecting, so I kind of watched some videos on it, and we messed around with it a little bit. And I mean, I probably don't have the settings dialed in completely right, but I got like my buddy Reach in History, Cliff. He's been doing it his whole life, so I'd be like, he's super intelligent, super smart about that. So he's put us on a really good machine because that thing's just kind of like, for a hobbyist that, just kind of goes out and does it every once in a while type deal. Whereas we want to get like into it. So, and we want to learn like, the tricks and the trades and all that stuff. So
all the ins and outs.
So he's put us on a really good machine, and we haven't bought it yet. It's just one of those things where we're just so busy with the bottle
What did he put
stuff.
you on to?
An Expedus, the 2. I
Ooh,
think it was the 2. Yeah. So
you have deeper pockets than me. Ain't that like a
yeah, it's
$1,300
pretty.
detector?
It's an investment for sure. It's something that I'll probably save up and just have to bite the bullet on or whatever. That's one of the reasons, the many reasons why we haven't bought it yet. But yeah, I think base price, like just for the detector alone, is like 900.
900.
Yeah, like $900.
My Equinox 800 was $1,000 with 2 coils.
Yeah,
So that machine there, I've looked at them. They're super light. They look really cool.
yeah.
Bill Marsh, this guy right here, Ohio Relic Hunter. He's a very good metal detectorist. He says you already have the research part down. And just like gold prospecting, metal detecting, and bottle hunting, research. That's like 90% of our lifestyle.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
A thumbs up to you, Dickhead Johnson. See, you changed your clothes, Heath Doty. Coming in here and trolling me, Heath.
Get the trolls. Get them.
Right.
They're the best.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know Mr. Lodak, the world's greatest moderator in my book, dropped your friend's channel, Reaching History.
Hey, good guy. Yeah.
Now, I might reach out to that guy to join me next season because I have one more week. And after my mom died a couple years back, I decided until she died, I never missed a show in 5 years. Sick, whatever, show
Yeah.
went on. And then, my co-hosts, their lives got hectic and work and stuff, and I became a solo act, right? And I'm
Yeah.
still mushing. And then my mom died, so I ended up missing my first 3 shows while I was flying out west to Washington and California for all that stuff. And when I came back, I decided I'm going to start taking summers off. So after next week's show, I'll be off for July, August, and September and be starting my 8th season. So you don't mind if I drop a name with your buddy here at Reaching History, do you?
Yeah. No. He's like our brother. Yeah, and he's dude's a walking encyclopedia. I mean, like he knows a lot of stuff. So he's a great guy, all around great guy.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, I had your friends on. I had KY Creekers on if you want a reference.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's a great guy. Yeah, as soon as you say us, oh no. So
Well, I know you said you had about 15 minutes. You wanted to give me more. Usually I do a 2-hour show. I hope to see you guys in my audience sometime.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I hate that I had to cut it short or whatever. This was a last minute bombshell that just kind of dropped on us. So
family first. Your mom's far more important than this show.
Well, I appreciate that. And I mean, y'all are more than welcome to hop in the live or ask questions, reach out to me any point in time. I love to be engaged with my audience and stuff like that. So, I mean, you have all the social platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, it's all KY Creekers. So for sure, reach out to me. My email's in my bio as well. So if anybody watching needs to ask any kind of questions about bottles or anything, always feel free to reach out. So.
Gail said it was great meeting you guys. Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Gail's awesome. Yes, the chat's been a lot of great. I'm still learning every day.
We all are. We all are.
And then they keep changing things, so you got to keep learning even more.
Keep learning.
Well, I'll let you go, Matt, so you can visit with your mom before she makes her trip to Texas, and she'll be in my prayers. And I encourage all my friends out there, put her in their prayers as well. David Nelson says, hope mom gets better. Don't we all? Chris, thank you very much, cameraman, for the tour of the house. And so,
Gotcha.
I think I'm gonna cut into my. I think I'm gonna cut into my intermission clip. That's 2 minutes 11 seconds. While these guys can get out of here. Don't go away. I need to visit the little boys' room. I tweaked my intermission again. Let me know what you think. Again, Matt, Chris, thank you very much.
And we love you guys.
Love you.
I hope to meet you on the stream someday.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It was a blast, and I appreciate you guys having us. So.
For sure. Thank you.
I enjoyed having you guys on. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. Great guest tonight. Great audience. I need to visit the porcelain throne. So don't go away. I'll be right back in 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
Take a break, but don't go far. Gold fever's burning like a shooting star. Grab a snack, stretch it out. Still more stories to talk about. Shovels in the dirt, pickaxes high. Treasures waiting, reach for the sky. Tuesday Night Hangout live, don't go away. We'll be back real soon, there's more to say. Legends of gold, secrets untold. The hunt's not over, there's more to unfold. From lost mines to rivers wide, prospectors digging side by side. Old time stories, brand new finds. Gold and treasure, history shines. Shovels in the dirt, pickaxes high. Treasures waiting, reach for the sky. Tuesday Night Hangout live, don't go away. We'll be back real soon, there's more to say. Legends of gold, secrets untold. The hunt's not over, there's more to unfold.
Hey, welcome back. So, what do you think? I got this background on it. You know, I'm always trying to switch things up a little. They were great guests, and if Heather, you're right. If you're still here, where's that comment? These guys are great teachers too. Yeah, I really like how Matt gives a little history in that. One of their last videos I saw, he had a really nice thing, the history and the on the patent and the stopper on the Hutchinson bottles. I thought it was really cool. Moto mining in the house. Song about the sign. What sign? I don't know. This the same guy who sings about stealing signs? If it's from I use artificial intelligence for the song, not like my intro where a guy I work with and his kids made it for me, or my stepson and his brother-in-law. They're pretty busy. Ain't it kind of catchy? I kind of like it. I have a couple of others. I have a I have a intermission one for Reds, Coins, and Collectibles, and couple with some bluegrass feel to it and rockabilly. But hey, you know, what you say, Gail? It was interesting to learn about an area of artifacts I've never considered. I have some old medicine bottles, but this was new to me. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Gail. Yeah, you know, there's so much history and stuff just waiting. What kind of bugs me, though, is like when certain detectorists, I hear it mostly in the detectorist community, uh the detectorist finger of the treasure hand, you know, where they say old ground, new ground. Ever since Pangea, those grounds, unless it's gets shoved under the crust and it becomes molten lava or whatever, all ground is old since the dawn of creation. And there's been Celtic villages found off the Sea of Cortez that dates back over 2,000 years. There's been Japanese villages in South America, in Argentina that's been found, then Polynesians all over the Pacific. Man has traveled since the Tower of Babel. That's what we do. Everybody migrates from one place to another. I've been all over this great country of ours and lived all over. And my children were born from coast to coast and in the middle. So, you know, people get around even way back when. You know, I still remember your old coin. Yeah, David. I have a, I have a lot of old coins and tokens up here. I wish I still had some of my old Civil War tokens. But, you know. Yeah. Tomcat's been a member for 2 months. Yeah. Happy Tuesday night, y'all. Yeah, you bet. One of my favorite nights of the week. Let me see, Moto Money. You would have been to the moon 1000 AD if the Library of Alexandria wasn't destroyed. You know, you're probably right. We've probably been there already, you know. Jesus Christ said it'd be as in the days of Noah when he returned. So, what does that tell you? Interesting. Old don't have to be a dump. That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's amazing. So many. Good day, Brad Walsh. How you doing? Hope all is well. Yeah, Yeshua was a great man. Yes, he was. Good, Brad. Good, good, good to good to hear. Um, Next week we're having Robert from Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting and the founder of Operation Four Paws. Uh, and we're having our friend James Culver, who's also a veteran and part of Operation Four Paws, joining us next week. So that should be a really good show, and hopefully, with those two guys, we'll have some good gold porn next week. Some with Stacy, if Stacy is still in the crowd, will probably be some ore that they pulled out of their hard rock mines on Robert's property. No worries, Bent Fork. I saw you speak up a couple of times in the chat. I appreciate you being here, Scott. Actually, I appreciate each and every single one of you for being here. And that's right. Don't forget to hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up. Get the spread out through YouTube land, and we have a $5 super chat. Yeah.
Oh yeah, super chat.
The super chat, Tomcat Josh. I greatly appreciate it, my friend. That's right. Give some thumbs up on that super chat and a heart. Jeffrey Button, how you doing? You were gifted a month's membership when I gave away some. Brad Hayden, how you doing? Much love, brother. good seeing you at Rose Nose Treasure Monkey Fest. Great time. Great time. Looking forward to the next time. It was definitely a great time. Know what I have to say about that comment right there? You know, you were helping your mom. I wish I could still, buddy. Do it while you can. Mothers are more important than Tuesday Night Hangout Live. But you know what? Better late than never. So, actually, I'm allowed to give away 10 memberships a month. I gave 5 away this week. And I think I gave away 5 last week. I don't know. Hey, no worries, 3D Woodworks. I need to. When I first started doing those history shorts, it was easy. There's over like 8,000 mining ghost towns in America, not counting Canada. And it was easy to pump out a daily short on that stuff when I first started a little over a year ago. But the more I did it, the harder it got. And I might do some repeats with a different twist, a little different part of the history and stuff. But it's the research and gleaning the pictures and stuff I want to use in those for the storyline I want to go with on them. But I plan on getting more out, along with more from Storytime with Flash and from Tuesday Nights Hangout Live. And members always get first viewing. And look at this. 3D Woodworks gifted 5 memberships. Crash was in there. Yogi Bear, Random Rob, Paul C. In Search of Gold. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Sweet. Nice 3D. I greatly appreciate it. See you, Gail. Have a great one. Thank you for joining us tonight. I enjoy doing them. It's still. I did my pilot episode. I'm on my 4th show episode. I just finished. It'd be only a once a month type thing for Stories with Flash, but I really appreciate that. I'm glad you like them. Getting there, Rob, getting there. Getting there. So, I guess I'm going to end this a little early tonight. But next week, Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting with Culver Prospecting. And, oh, yeah. Good thing I'll be doing that. I'll be a superintendent on a job in Urbana, which is about an hour and a half from me, Aaron. So I'll be having to get to bed a lot earlier when I'm doing that job. Be 3 hours easy of drive time a day, unless I stay at a campground in my travel trailer. But if I do, I'll have the Mad River close to me, and the Mad River, I've seen some nice gold come out of there, and an old permission we had, Picker Hollow, is a tributary, and I think between Chris, Dano, myself, and some others, we've pulled like 15, 18 pickers out of there. I've found 4 pickers there myself. So, Bold Lion, how are you doing, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. About ready to wrap it up. But I have to say it's been a great 7th year of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Yeah, we have the 24th, which will be an open line Tuesday, and after my 8th year anniversary, but we're not going to celebrate 8 years until October 7th. And I'll be switching my open line Tuesdays to the first Tuesday of the month. Next year for the 8th year of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. And I have to thank all of you for these past awesome 7 years with awesome guests like KY Creekers, Madison, Maine, Gold Pans and Suntan, AKU, Will, Internal Compass, Brian Wilder, Red Dirt Nation, Justin Peterson, Willie Shiny Gold, Archaeology Gold, Carlos Miner, Bear Prospecting, Get the Gold 777, Miner Ma Gold, TVF Road to Gold, Vendetta Prospecting, Edward or Dusty Desert Trails, Dennis Peterson, Kevin from Gold Hunter 77, Dominic Ricky, and Kevin Hoagland, Kayla Johansson, Gentleman Prospector, Mama Bird, Grease Monkey, so many backyard prospecting, so many digging in Dahlonega, Jeff, so many great guests, so many great guests. Gonna try and get there. Gonna try to get there. I promised mi amigo David Villa that I would do my best to get to 10 years. And, you know, I've been doing it going on 8. So what's 2 more years, right, Tom? And Tomcat, you know, tell them that I told them to run out of gold 3D. Oh. Mad River, California, that's a great spot to gold mine. Well, it has some good gold, especially just south of where I am of Bell Fountain. Bell Fountain's the highest point in Ohio. And there was an eerie lobe of the glacier that went around it. And I forget the other lobe. So it acted like a rock in the river. And I'll be on this job. I'm a superintendent of I'll be there through October. So I'll be down in that way for a while. Then some of that time I'm going to be camping. I am hitting the Yuba River in July. I wish I could, but I got a lot of responsibility on my plate this year. I want to. I was talking to Dano last night actually about the Yuba and stuff. I wish I could, but it's not in the wallet or the cards this year. Maybe next year. Maybe I'll work on some kind of fundraising or something for the Yuba, like my sister of another mother is. But we do have the sticker pack to give away tonight. We got 2 7-year soon to be discontinued collector's items. 7-year Tuesday Night Hangout Live. You'll get 2 Megadog stickers. This is one of them. Megadog, great guy. Couple of channels stickers from yours truly. Digging Florida and whatnot with John Ehrman. Met him at Rose Nose Treasure. Lewis S. Outdoors, another Megadog sticker, and Lester LaPure. Then Dina. Then Rusty Nugget and John R. Prospecting. How you doing, John? I see you in the chat. But reach for the sky. That's right. Let me share my screen. But I wish I could, man. I want to get out there. See my friends from out there, Brad. I know JP's going. I wish I had his wallet, I swear. Him and Katie must be doing something right. But if you want to get in on the sticker hunt or get in on the sticker, let's see if it's even working. I might have to do it over. We'll make it work. Yep, it's counting now, so get in Treasure Fam in there. And these sticker packs all mail globally. I have 2 over there that I need to, actually 3 I need to send out. I believe I sent Prairie, Kelly, and Abby some already, but I have one going to them, and Hobo Rob has one going to him up to Oregon, and Jeff Button has one heading to New Hampshire, and who knows where this one will end up. Thank you, Josh. If you're going to make a yearly, Brad, I know I'll be in Ohio at that time. I'd love to, Brad. I bought a couple of items that have made it really tight on my wallet. I drive one and I sleep in the other. They're very nice, but they make it hard to do other things at this time. You might want to put that in English, mi amigo de Vivia. Familia Tesoro. Tesoro, familia Tesoro. You're in it? Okay. Just need to make sure you're in it, mi amigo. Just need to make sure you're in it. All right. I'll give it another minute. I guess we're making it to 10 o'clock anyway. So, see how you guys are. Love y'all very much. Next year is going to be a lay year for travel. Gonna catch my breath for a bit. Okay. That's understandable. So, we'll see each other on the river someday, Brad. I know it. Without a doubt. Once I get my travel trailer paid off in my truck, and we're getting really close to having the house paid off. That will free up a lot. Appreciate it, buddy. All right. Let's see. That flashing your pan better not win it. Bent Fork Prospecting. Yeah, are you still here, Scott? Oh man, Moto. And it has different stickers than the last sticker pack I sent you. Bent Fork Prospecting. You have 1 minute to claim it. I don't know. Gotta claim it. He entered, so you'd think he'd be here still. He was lurking about. Oh, there he is. Oh, man, really? Yeah. All right. Congratulations, brother. I do have your address, so I believe. I believe I have your address. I should have your address because I believe you told me I could save it. Yes, I have it. And let's see what this poll was. All right. 86% do like creeks and bottle hunting. And 13% must just be diehard gold prospectors. I have it, Scott. I have it. Thrasher Lane, right? You do have the bull, but not into bottles. They are interesting, but treasure gold hunting is the ticket for sure. I can understand all of that, my friends. I can definitely understand all of that. I just like good stuff, you know, and one man's trash is another man's treasure. So, everyone, again, thank you all so much for being here. Mr. Lodak, is there an after party at our friendly neighborhood, goldprospectingspace.com? I don't know if there's a after stream party over there or not, but sometimes there is, where Mr. Lodak hosts a Zoom, and yes, after party at goldprospectorspace.com is where you can find the link on GPS. And it's also a great community, and my friends, Mr. Lodak and Y Gold, are a couple of the co-hosts. Actually, Mr. Lodak's pretty much the host, the producer, you name it. Mr. Lodak's the man for Prospectors Radio live on YouTube every Sunday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Wow, in good. Nice. 100-year-old cast iron wood stove in good condition on the side of the road. Definitely. Oh, well, you know how it is, Josh. You know. Differences make the world turn. My friends, again, thank you all so much for being here tonight. I look forward to seeing you next week and the week after that before I go on my break, my summer break from Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Hopefully, I'll be able to have some Tuesday Night Hangout Live flashbacks or archive Tuesday Night Hangout Live archive flashbacks that I'll be premiering during it. I'll do some updates and stuff because I want to keep my time slot. But I do find that break a little refreshing. And if you have any ideas for some guests that I never have, I'm always up to hearing it. Yes, sir. Love wood stove. Thank you very much, Josh. I appreciate it. You have a great night, too. Everybody, until next time, may you always have a flash in your pan. And you know what I like to say, because it does happen. Maybe one day, too, I'll meet you on the river. But this very second, right now, I'm out of here.
Hangout Live. We've had our fun. The camaraderie was strong, the night's been won. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Tuesday Night Hangout Live is for all of you. Flash Bam forever. We'll keep the vibe. Catch us next time. Let's keep
Night
it
comes to a
live.
close. We're feeling great. Flash Fam is together. Whenever it feels just right. The wonderful guests, good times, and so much fun. Tuesday Night Hangout Live will return very soon. Thank you for joining us. It's been a fantastic time. Camaraderie is strong, and we're built to last. Time next time, we look forward to seeing you again. Tuesday Night Hangout Live will be back soon. Give us a like. Don't say goodbye. Just see you later. Flash Fam forever. Until we meet again.